All the while your heart's on fire, keeping off to your own desire. Look at all you've endured, heartaches that have crushed your worth. All the while your mind's at war, you keep coming back for more.
What is going on, people of the world? I'm very tired, just come back from my big run with the running club. Very, very, very good fun. And I wanted to talk to you about optimization. What is optimal for muscle growth, weight loss, everything? And fundamentally, it is going to be what is optimal for you. And you have to try out lots of different paths. Okay, so let me give you an example. Over the past 6 months, have been trying out what's optimal for me in my personal situation at the moment. And I've experimented with everything. Working out in the evenings, working out in the mornings, working out before work, working out in the afternoons, running here, running there, trying to get cardio in. I've experimented with everything. I've experimented with lots of different diets again to see what works for me as well. Keto, really, really high carb, really, really low fat. And it's going to be different for everyone. That's what you have to understand. Like, you'll look at someone's life, like you might be quite a fitness savvy person. You might go to the gym, you might go for runs and stuff, but you might look at someone else's schedule and think, oh, I couldn't do that. And that's because that's not going to work for you. Not one routine is going to work for everyone. So I have tried waking up before work, 4 o'clock in the morning, hitting the gym, smashing pre-workout, and trying to go hard like that. Then go to work, come home, relax, do my online work, do some other bits and bobs, and then go for a run in the evening. That absolutely destroyed me. I couldn't sustain that for a long period of time. So I tried waking up and going for a run in the morning before work, going to work, coming home, and then hitting the gym. Again, that didn't work for me. I couldn't sustain that for a long period of time. I didn't have the energy to put into my workouts. I was tired all the time, hungry all the time. Take the diet for a prime example. Keto, I did actually find did work quite well for me, but a couple of weeks in, I was just fatigued all the time. I had very, very little energy to do anything. I was just, even though my calories were quite high, I couldn't sustain it for a long period of time. And again, with the really high carb stuff, I couldn't sustain that for a long period of time. I found I was hungry all the time. I was just needing a lot more fat in my diet. So it's all about experimentation, finding out what works best for you, what you can fit in where, when you're actually going to sit down and do these things. But I suppose the optimal way of doing things, is it's a very outdated way of looking at things, because, you'll have someone that will sit here and tell you what is the best for you. And someone like me can't tell you what the best thing for you is. For a prime example of that, I have got lots of clients at the moment, and they all do different things. They all do massively different things. Some of them are determined that they go on this mad fad 800 calorie a day weight loss diet, and they're going to lose loads of weight. You drop your calories that low, drop your calories below your BMR, and you're not going to lose weight. Your body's going to retain that fat as much as it can. Whereas, going keto, maybe it works for some of you. But you have to work out what is actually going to work and what is just a fad. Do you know what I mean by that? So trying to work with my clients closely, making sure that they understand what a fad is and what is actually going to work, is more beneficial to them. Coming in, doing loads of cardio, doing loads of weights, trying to lose as much weight as possible is fine, but you have to make sure that you're keeping your food up to make sure that you're actually burning that fat in the first place. That's specifically a weight loss side of things. If you're going to look at muscle gain, then I've got some clients that think hitting one body part every day, 5 days a week, as hard as they physically can, is going to be the most beneficial, because they're hitting it hard, they're getting big DOMs, and that's the most beneficial way. But actually, I suppose it isn't. You know, hitting a muscle twice a week is much more beneficial than hitting it once a week. But sustainability, you know, me and this client tried hitting a normal push-pull legs 5 to 6 days a week, and he couldn't sustain it. You know, in his age, he is a slightly older client, and his age, he's always been doing a typical bro split, and doing that absolutely fatigued him. He was whacked. You know, he'd come in fresh on a Monday, smash it. Tuesday, I could see him fatiguing. By the time we hit Saturday, he was ruined, absolutely ruined. No energy to put into anything, and couldn't be bothered. And so for him, in his age, it worked out better to do just to keep his normal his normal bro split. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's still going to be building muscle, you know, and he's still going to be losing weight, but he's not going to be building muscle as fast as somebody who's on a push-pull legs program, for example. And, you know, my clients that want to go on these mad, fad weight loss diets and only eat 800 calories a day, you know, I tell them straight up, like, that's a bad idea. You know, eat double that at least. You know, you're still well under your calorie goal for the day. You know, and just increase your exercise. You know, after like a week, I remember one client I had just come back off holiday, and she messaged me today. She wanted to sit down and do a nutritional program setting session, and I was like, yeah, awesome, absolutely fine. And she just quickly told me, yeah, I'm back on the 800 calorie diet. You know, I'm up at doing 15,000 steps a day. And I remember last time she did this, she did it for a week, and then she came in one day and she was fatigued, she was tired. I was like, have you been keeping up your 15,000 steps? She goes, no, I've barely been scraping 5 at the moment because I've been so tired. And I'm like, why is that? And she goes, because I'm not eating any food. I said, exactly, you know it as well. I was like, you know, and so this is, you know, I'm gonna have to sit her down and make sure that she knows that she has to eat like at least 1,600 calories, you know, to be able to lose the weight, build the muscle, and burn the fat all at the same time. It's doable, and you can do it quickly, but there's no shortcut, there's no easy pill to take, there's no supplements that you can take unless you break the law and go and jump on lots of steroids and stuff, which is bad for your health. You know, we're talking general population here, we're talking best for health and what is optimal for you in order to achieve your goals in the fastest time possible. And it's just a different thing for everyone. What I found optimal for me is waking up, going to work, you know, at the same time every day, going to bed at the same time every day, not trying to force myself to work out, really loving the workouts, because then you put more time and more effort into it, you'll actually burn more calories through it. Having scheduled run times with the run group as well, so that I don't overdo it. And then, you know, just doing different things like that. I have been working up to longer and longer fasts in the morning. I used to not be able to fast at all, wake up absolutely starving and need to eat. Otherwise I'd just feel sick and horrible all day. But now that I've been doing it for such a long period of time, like making the fast an extra hour, now that I'm at like 12, 16 hour fast, for me personally, I know it's not optimal necessarily for muscle growth, but for me personally, I find it's quite beneficial to help with weight loss and help manage my food throughout the day and my energy levels in the morning. Because, you know, obviously I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning, working through till 12, and the second I have a big meal, I feel very sluggish. I feel very like I don't have the energy. If I just keep up with coffees in the morning when I'm at work, I find it's a lot easier to manage my mental clarity and my ability to put my effort into my clients rather than sort of worrying about food all the time. So yeah, I mean, it's all, like I said at the beginning, it's all different, it's all individual for every single person. There's no right or wrong answer to do everything. Yes, on paper, there is an optimal way to do everything, but that's not going to work for everyone. So you have to experiment with different things yourself, and obviously with me, we'll be experimenting with things together if you decide to come and choose a program. And so there's nothing wrong with failure. you have to remember, like, failure is an opportunity, and failure is an opportunity for you to learn a lesson and find out what didn't work. Failure is not the end. Failure is only the beginning. You have to remember, 90% of people who fail will give up. But if you're one of those, if you're in that 10% of people who fail and carry on, then you've learned a very valuable lesson on what not to do and what doesn't work for you. Okay? Everything has an opportunity for failure. Everybody has an opportunity for failure. And there's nothing wrong with trying something out for a couple of weeks. Didn't work. Okay, let's move on. You have to think about your life as a whole. And, you know, when you find what works for you, it will work for you probably for the rest of your life. And you'll thank yourself for it so much that you actually did it. You actually went and found out what didn't work in the first place. And now you're at the stage where fucking yes, I know exactly what works. I can just get up and do it. You know, you come off holiday and, you know, you haven't been worrying about fitness, you've not been worrying about diet, blah, blah, blah. And then, boom, you know exactly what works, you know exactly what to do, exactly how to do it, and there's no worries about it. Okay, and it was, well, different phases of your life, you will have things that work and don't work at different periods of time. So, for a prime example, I used to, and when I was a chippy, we'd go start work at 8 o'clock. So I would wake up at 5 and I'd have 3 hours to wake up, eat and hit the gym, and it was fine because waking up at 5, if I have now come to the conclusion, if I wake up anywhere before 5 o'clock in the morning, that ruins me for the day, because I like at least 7 hours sleep as a minimum. If I can get 8 or 9, I'm a happy man. So you just go to bed too early, and then I can't go to bed that early. So, you know, finding that routine for myself, for an example, is extremely beneficial. I've woken up at 5. Now that I think about it, 5 o'clock in the morning is the time I've been waking up for quite a long period of time now, like we're talking years, because of my chippy job, because of working out in the mornings. I found that a lot more beneficial. And yeah, you know, I know at the beginning of this video it was me waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and trying that out. And that didn't work for me. I did that for a week and I was on my arse. I was completely on my arse and it just did not work for me. So yeah, waking up at 5 o'clock every single day is a lot better for me. And it's, you know, but that won't be good for you necessarily. You know, you might have to wake up, get your coffee in, just go straight to work, like I do now. You know, I don't have the time or the energy or the effort in the morning to wake up extra early and hit a workout. Plus, I feel like it's too cramped. I like to take my time with my workouts. I like to make sure I hit it properly and trying to achieve the goals that I want to achieve as well. That's the other thing. Like, you don't want to squeeze something in. You want to allow yourself to have time to do things properly as well. Like, you know, I'm pretty sure I've said it before. If you're not going to do it properly, then don't bother doing it at all. It's the same with work. It's the same with working out. It's the same with diet, everything. Like, wholeheartedly commit to something for a couple of months and your neurological pathways will change and you will that will embed, and then you won't actually have to think about it. You'll just do it and it'll be absolutely amazing. But yeah, I think that's it. Battery's about to die, SD card's about to run out of room, so I'm pretty sure I covered it. Everything's different for everybody individually. Just experiment, try things out, and I promise you, you will find what you need to find in the way that you need to find it. Other than that, have a fantastic day, night, evening, wherever you are, and please tune in for the next one. Make sure you give it a like, share, and a comment.